Veto Day is happening next week at the State House. That's when lawmakers could try to revive bills the governor has opposed.
But plenty of pieces of legislation don't even make it that far, even if they have the votes of support. State House reporter Christian Harsa joining us live in the newsroom with details of how many bills are stuck in kind of a limbo here. Hi, Christian.
Hi, Brian, Amanda. There are an estimated 150 or so bills that are stuck somewhere in the legislative process and are almost certainly going to die there without making it out of the State House. That fact frustrates some lawmakers who say that many bills, sometimes popular ones, are killed on purpose. Sometimes when you lose something, like your keys, they get stuck someplace, hard to reach.
That also happens to pieces of legislation at the State House.
Frustrating, I think.
Two of Representative Ann Graham's bills are stuck on the appropriations table. One funding a program connecting farmers to food pantries, the Mainers Feeding Mainers program.
Unanimously in the House and the Senate, and again, it was not funded.
The North Yarmouth Democrat also advocated for the Fund for a Healthy Maine, a public health project that also is not funded.
And we'll no longer have those dollars to prevent illness.
After the supplemental budget was sent off to the governor's desk, appropriations was left with $8 million. Not a lot of money for what Representative Jack Ducharme estimates was 200 bills. He says only about 50 made it through.
We always tell our caucus that appropriation, if you can get a bill on the appropriations table, that's where it goes to die.
As one of the Republicans on the committee, Ducharme often looks to the Democratic majority as the reason why so many bills are halted.
Well, anything that's got a fiscal note, if somebody doesn't want to take it off the table, it doesn't come off the table.
One bill stuck on the table would have made a pathway for some nonviolent felons to regain their gun rights.
Oh, it is absolutely frustrating.
The bill was supported in both the House and the Senate, which David Trahan at the Sportsmen's Alliance of Maine says should mean more.
When the legislature passes a law, it should prioritize that law for funding.
Bills also get stuck in other ways. Graham's bill for mandatory testing of medical marijuana got tabled in the Senate, likely to die there. To go any further, Graham thinks this issue would have to go directly on the ballot.
They would say, of course we should regulate medical marijuana.
There's a chance some of these bills in limbo could see movement next week on Veto Day, and leadership has signaled that they intend to try. However, Governor Janet Mills last year, on principle, vetoed any measures the legislator tried to move forward after the adjournment date, which was last week. In the newsroom, Christian Harsa, News Center, Maine.